Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of the EOS verification KYC video. So if you haven't watched the first part, you need to go back and watch that. We'll try to leave a link in the description. Or this video may not make a lot of sense to you. But we left off here, we were talking about games on the Bitcoin NYK site, basically talking about some options for the EOS, some options or alternatives to voice at this point in time. Maybe some of us who are more centered in the ideas of decentralization and cryptocurrency, who don't quite think KYC is something that we want to be giving over our data and information to people at this point in time. Maybe something like Bitcoin NYK, which is I think would be classed as very low level KYC at this point in time. Something more standard to what you might get on normal social media sites. This alternative may be for you. But anyway, we're now in the game section. And we want to talk about the games here on Bitcoin NYK. So we call it game simulated cloud mining. And to start playing these games, you simply hit start game submit. And what it does is it basically clocks the amount of time you're on the site playing these games, right? You can play anything from fantasy role-playing games to basically adventure games, board games, flash games with chat. I have tried some of the driving games. They're a lot of fun. Some of them aren't suitable for children, so make sure that you are aware of that, and that you are monitoring the activity of your children, certain areas on the site. When you stop playing the game, you simply hit stop game and submit. And when you do that, that's when the system will basically stop tracking your time, and it will actually pay you out at that time. If you don't hit stop game, you will not receive Bitcoin or YK tokens sent to the wallet that you designate here, on the form. And it can be a Steem or a Waves wallet. And we will get into that a little bit later with how our wallets work. But yes, this is just yet another feature which you could do with Bitcoin NYK as opposed to many other things. But I think what's also interesting is going to be a lot of people on the voice platform are interested in social media and putting their social media out. And as we cover obtaining these cryptocurrencies through our Bitcoin NYK token through a variety of means, and then being able to utilize this token by moving things that you want to promote, whether it's yourself or some business or some project or whatever it is, some game. With the Bitcoin NYK token, you can move this into whatever place you want to with the cryptocurrency. But now if you like to post, set up posts and articles and things like that, similar to what you're going to be getting on the voice platform, we would recommend going to our social media section, and we're going to take you there right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we're able to have this work and be decentralized in social media. And how we're going to achieve that is by using the Steem blockchain and using their new communities feature, simply integrating our posting community through the Steem blockchain. That way, all of your material is kept decentralized on the Steem blockchain server. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people who went over to EOS, the reason that they went to EOS because there were quite a few things happening on the Steem blockchain. Distribution was an issue. Nepotism was an issue. Just the entire way that the Steem blockchain worked didn't serve the user experience the best of its ability. But there are many things changing on the Steem blockchain, and we also want to put out there that we are a universal bridge cryptocurrency. So our cryptocurrency can move from blockchain to blockchain. That's quite the interesting feature to have, and it's very advantageous. But also to keep in mind that a lot of people, or the big topic now, is decentralized social media. You want to be able to post something, it not be removed, and there not be any type of retaliation or repercussions in certain ways that maybe you don't like. And I think that's where voice will probably make a lot of people uncomfortable, because they're going to have to reveal their identity and at the same time voice many of their political ideologies and decisions and a variety of things. And that might not be quite, as it were, very appealing to some users. So with our system, you're still able to do all those things. And the advantage to doing it with us is, whereas Steem has relied on stake-weighted voting, meaning, of course, if you have invested enough money and enough value, then what you're going to get is basically a better position on the site, better positions to your social media and the like, and so on and so forth. What we're going to do here, or what happens with us, when you post, you automatically receive so many of the Bitcoin MYK tokens. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to worry about stake-weighted voting or unfair distribution. Our system solves that problem in our social media. And because it does that, I think it is a great answer, or a great alternative and option to using EOS voice, right? And we're going to get a little bit more deeper into that, how we use Steem communities to accomplish that, using our main site to facilitate our community as a hub, so you can use all the other Bitcoin MYK projects, yet integrate into the Steem blockchain, as well as being able to move this cryptocurrency's value to many other of the major chains. So we're going to talk about that. All right. So communities have arrived. So what we see here now is, we see that the Steem blockchain, coming from the Steem at Block site, has now released communities. We are excited to announce the official release of communities on Steemit.com. With this release, Steemit.com transforms from a decentralized blogging platform to a decentralized communities platform similar to Reddit.com, and finally delivers on its original promise as stated in the Steem white paper. Collectively, user-generated content has created billions of dollars worth of value for the shareholders of social media companies such as Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter. In 2014, Reddit hypothesized that its platform would be improved if everyone who contributed to Reddit.com by posting stories, adding comments, or voting were rewarded with a fair share in Reddit.com, or Reddit Inc. Steem aims to support social media and online communities by returning much of its value to the people who provide valuable contributions by rewarding them with cryptocurrency. And through this process, create a currency that is able to reach a broad market, including people who have yet to participate in any cryptocurrency economy. Steem is capable of handling a larger user base than Reddit. In 2015, Reddit's 8.7 million users generated an average of 23 comments per second, with an average of 83 comments per year per user. There were 73 million top-level posts for an average of 2 new posts per second. There were about 7 billion upvotes, creating an average voting rate of 220 votes per second. All told, if Reddit were operating on a blockchain, it will require an average of 250 transactions per second. Steem has now proven that it can handle orders of magnitude more transactions than necessary to support an application like Reddit. And thanks to innovations like HiveMind and Mira, it can do this without hitting scalability bottlenecks. Also, thanks to HiveMind, users can expect the community's features to rapidly improve over time, because we no longer need to update the blockchain itself in order to improve Steemit.com and other Steem power applications, right? Transforming Blow that up. Let me get back in there. I want to finish this off. Transforming social media. While many claim to be using blockchain technology to disrupt the social media landscape, with today's public release, we believe we are demonstrating once again that the Steem blockchain and Steemit.com remain years ahead of the competition. We would like to give a special thanks to the developers and users who helped us make communities on Steemit.com what you see today. All right. So they're thanking all these people who contributed well to the Steem blockchain. And this is very exciting for Steemit. And I think the Bitcoin MYK project, what it does by integrating our social media portion into this is it makes a great deal of sense because as you can see, Steemit has spent a lot of time, years in development and money into trying to create authentic, real, decentralized social media. And of course, the big issue with EOS Voice is going to be by the stringent KYC, and then on top of that, the EOS system basically collecting all this information and data on its users, and then putting these people out there. It's very foreign to how we view decentralization, isn't it? And our privacy and many of these aspects of how we view decentralized social media. So it doesn't seem like that's going to be an issue with the Steem blockchain, and that's a great advantage to Steem. Of course, there are still issues with Steem because you buy the stake weighted voting, and distribution can be influenced, and all these things that many well-raised arguments about the Steem blockchain that have been a negative for it. But here's where we come in, and we're the in-between portion of that. The Bitcoin MYK project, is able to bridge the advantages of Steem, the advantages of the voice chain, and discard all their disadvantages, right? By kind of having this combination as it were, of these features. In other words, many of the great aspects of decentralized social media that's available on Steem will be available with us, and many of the distribution issues that happen with Steem that's being solved by EOS Voice, we will be able to solve that by our universal basic income project. People will be able to receive our cryptocurrency free, similar to how they get voice tokens free, and use them to push their posts to the forefront where they want them to be heard, to be fairly rewarded and given tokens for every post they do. So there's no nepotism or collusion. Everybody receives the same amount of value, just like the Voice Project when they post. And because of that, we believe that bridges many of those issues. Going to be a great option for people who are just kind of stuck in the middle and not being able to bring themselves to use EOS Voice because the costs are much too high for them. And so by using these great chains and integrating into them with our project, we believe we can all work together and create a great product. You see, the problem is a lot of projects go out, they create their own chains, and these chains are generally going to be inferior to major chains. They're going to lack a lot of security, innovation, value, and money. And we see no reason at all to do that. Doesn't make any sense to us. This makes a great deal more sense working within these chains and establishing great products and services. You're able to cross over to the Steem blockchain through Steem Engine with your EOS cryptocurrency as well. And you can receive great rewards, airdrops of Bitcoin MYK based on what you hold in your EOS wallets over on Steem Engine by using our gateway as well. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And I think it's going to create a lot of solutions for people. Now, there are other things we'd love to show you about Bitcoin MYK, but there are so many great features. There's a feature called Miver, which is a task workers program. It's similar to Fiverr, where you can hire people to do tasks, and they can be rewarded Bitcoin MYK tokens, and that can be held in escrow until they complete the task. Of course, we've showed you the music, the video hosting, We've showed you the games, right? And just a bunch of great products. Whilst you're on the site, you can instant message people. And we're going to have some rewards for people just coming in, chatting on our instant messenger and public chat rooms. But that's all I want to say in this video. Let me all know what you think about EOS voice verification. Do you think it's going to be better options like the Bitcoin MYK project that you can join totally today free? Try it out free and see if it provides a solution for you. Let us know if that might be a solution for you, or do you think it might be something else in the future that might really get the job done? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions about that. But that's all I want to say in this particular video. If you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.